The stock of the day, Henry Jennings chomping at the bit. And that is the ASX. So it posted a 3.5% fall in full year net profit despite a strong rise in revenue. So net profit came in just shy of $485 million, down 3.5% on the previous year. Revenue, however, rose close to 13% to $1.3 billion. So that reflects higher activity across the business. The result comes, of course, as ANZ continues to invest in its operations and technology while facing increased costs. New CEO as well. It's declared a fully franked final dividend of just over $1.05 per share, taking full year dividends to $2.07 per share. So, guys, if I'm honest, when I was considering which stock we should pick for our stock of the day, ASX wasn't sort of top of mind because sometimes it can be a bit boring to speak of, if nobody minds me saying out there, because we know the issues, right? Yep. But it is one of the strongest performers today in the wake of its results. So I wanted to ask you guys, because we don't have the record, I don't think either one of you on the record really on ASX recently, to tell us what you think. I mean, is the ship turning?
Well, the ship has turned. I think it's fair to say it's up 11.5% today. So the ship's very much turned at the moment. And I guess, you know, what we're seeing is volatility and volume, and that is a fantastic tailwind, I guess, for an exchange platform like the ASX. We're seeing it in the US with, you know, numbers coming out of Robinhood and these sorts of things, and it's very much being driven by that volatility and the volumes, retail investors getting involved, ETF volumes, and I guess the concern of the market has always been the pipeline for the IPOs. Now here we are near record highs. I know we've come off a little bit in reporting season, but the pipeline has been something that worried people. But we have got a better pipeline from the ASX, and every company that disappears, you know, doesn't always get replaced. And we are seeing, you know, M&A activity increase. We've even seen today Cleanaway, but you know, we've got Glencore potentially with a IPO. We've got Firmus potentially as well, Sharon AI too. So there's some quite big potential IPOs coming down the track, and that's good for fees, that's good for revenue. We knew that expenses were going to be higher because of the CHESS thing. They've just had another class action as well, but we've got a new CEO taking over in September, so that's going to be interesting to see how that one works out. But it does feel as if the ASX is on a more solid footing, and this volatility is leading to volume, and volume means revenue, and that's good for the ASX. Buy,
hold, or sell?
Definitely a hold.
After today's lift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, ship's turning, and there's a lot to like about it. And you know, obviously being involved in the markets here in Australia, you want the exchange to do well. But I mean, look, we're still markedly behind the rest of the world in just about everything, from settlements to IPOs to all sorts of technology, etc. I mean, for me to give this a buy, we would have to see significant improvement, that culture change come through, the settlements. But there are green shoots of those things happening. They actually got a CHESS release one, went live on time for the first time in God knows how long, probably a decade or more. And you know, as Henry said, there are some actual exciting IPOs coming through, and I mean, interestingly, sort of Glencore as well. I mean, they managed to attract that. I don't like. It's not 100% necessary for them to be dual listed here, but yeah. So I'd probably give it a hold at best. But look, the global exchanges, they're looking at moving towards 24 hours, etc., and then instant settlements. So I'd like to see this, continue to improve. But it's the best it's looked in a while in terms of actual progress, and they managed to get those lawsuits out of the way 2 in one go. And I think the class action, I mean, I sort of get it, but
how long is a piece of string, though? All right, and the new managing director and CEO, Anthony Attia, takes impact. He gets his feet under the desk, so to speak, 1st of September, so not long to wait there. All right, so that's a strong hold for Henry, a hold at best. For Mark, I see how this program's going to go.